Welcome to Abundance Abroad, y'all. Hey, everybody, it's Takesha, and I am so excited to be here with everyone, with all of y'all who are going to join me and build a community around women who are searching for abundance, who are chasing abundance, who know that they deserve it, who know that it's not a linear process, but know that we deserve it and we are going to attain it. It's a process, right? We need to define what it is, and it's going to look different for each and every one of us, but that's okay. But we are going to attain it and we are going to work toward it and we're going to support each other while we're doing it. This scares me. The idea of having my voice out there, the idea of having YouTube, the idea of being critiqued and all of that while having all of this out there. But that's why I want to do it, because it does scare me. And I'm sure that many of you are afraid of stepping out there and just taking the first step of saying, I deserve it all. But you do, and we do, and we're going to work for it, and we're going to work for it together. So, a couple of things about this channel that we're going to go through, right? Let's talk about what abundance looks like. What do we mean when we talk about abundance? And what does this space look like? And what do we deserve in a safe space for one another? All right, y'all. Let's clarify a few things before we dive into the meat of this community as we go along together. So, when I was first putting together this introductory episode and I named it She Deserves It All, I remember I was talking to my sister and kind of showing her who and what this was about and what the name of the first episode was. And she really loved it, everything, but didn't understand why. Why are you talking about yourself in third person? And I kind of had to think about how to explain it, because when I say she, I'm not thinking about she as in me alone. That is one of the main reasons why I want to have this community, is because I know I am not the only person who, and the only woman who is looking to have it all, who is looking to have more, who knows that she deserves more and who's working toward it, who's making mistakes along the way, but continuing to work for that abundant life. So it's not a pretentious way of speaking. Not to say I can't be pretentious, I can, but this is not what that is. She is you. She is me. It's the collective. It's all of us, right? She is all of us. And she also represents all of the fantastic women who have influenced me, who've influenced you up until this point in life. They've mentored, they've just been great models, even when they didn't know they were being a model of anything other than their own fabulous self. That is who she is. That's who I think of when I think of she. She is everything and every woman who's ever poured into me, ever poured into you, and who allow us to come here and pour into each other. Okay, y'all. So, full disclosure, I am a lady who likes a slide deck. I cannot lie. I do like a slide deck. And I also love to set expectations. So, let's get started with a few expectations about this community. When you come into this community and into these YouTubes, I know that's probably not the way to say that, but a couple of things that we should expect from each other and that we should expect from ourselves. One, let's be authentic, right? Let's be honest about where we are at whatever stage, whatever state in sort of our path that we're on. Let's be honest about it, the challenges, the successes, because we're here to learn from one another. So let's just be honest about where we are. Let's make sure that we're bringing our full self and we feel comfortable bringing our full self and affirming who we are. I have been very career focused and a very focused professional for years. So not talking about that part of me, not talking about the knowledge and the expertise that I have in my chosen field would feel inauthentic for me, because that is a huge part of how I identify myself and how I see myself. But a huge part, of course, of what I'm doing is making sure that I am a full person, a full being, that I realize all of the other things that I have to offer outside of just being a professional. We're also going to make sure that we're practicing self-love and self-care. Yes, let's talk about all of the things that make us feel gorgeous. But when I talk about self-love and self-care, I talk about What I am talking about and what I want to do is the grace that I don't always extend to myself for mistakes, for challenges that I know I'm going to hit as I continue on this path and this quest for abundance. So making sure that we love ourselves fully, all of the things that we are, all of the things that we're not, all of the things that we hope to be. Let's love that part of ourselves and make sure we care for that part of ourselves. And then finally, brevity. Again, I'm a professional, and just as a human being, I want to let me get my message and let me get out. And that's what I want to offer. Let's get the love, the feeding, the lesson. Let's get it and let's move on. We're all busy. We all have a lot of things to do, and sitting on YouTube all day, every day is not it. So I do want to make sure that I am brief and that I am making sure I'm setting that expectation that these YouTube chats and videos will be brief. All right, y'all, we're almost at you. Remember, I promised brevity. So I cannot thank you all enough for taking the time to even consider becoming a part of this space on a regular basis. What does regular basis mean, right? So my goal is to post videos at least every other week, ensuring that we have time to sit and think about what we just experienced, what we just talked about, what we maybe just heard for the first time, what maybe we've heard over and over and over again, but it kind of hit you different this time that you heard it from someone else in the community. In between, make sure that you're following me on TikTok, because I'll continue to post videos there as well. And I want to challenge you as we end this video, as we end this conversation today, this introduction, before we have our next conversation, think about what abundance means to you. If you have a map of what abundance means for you and what you're working to achieve, if you haven't really thought about it, but you know that you want abundance, let's think about that and come into the next conversation with some of those thoughts, and let's share those. Thank you.